You have 15 people, and the 15 within a couple of days is going to be down to close to zero. We're going down, not up. We're going very substantially down. Great job with it, and it will go away. Just stay calm. Be calm. It's really working out, and a lot of good things.
Tonight, there are now 102 cases of coronavirus in the United States, and now 6 people have died in the United States from the virus.
I've heard very quick numbers, a matter of months, and I've heard pretty much a year would be an outside number. You're talking about 3 to 4 months.
Would you make sure you get the president the information that a vaccine that you make and start testing in a year is not a vaccine that's deployable? So he's asking the question, when is it going to be deployable? And that is going to be at the earliest a year to a year and a half.
The funeral home official says the number of bodies they received skyrocketed in recent weeks, peaking at 127 on February 3rd. But he said that's not the number being recorded officially. Only about 6% of the deaths are recorded as confirmed cases. If other funeral homes in Wuhan are in the same situation, where only 6% of the deaths are counted officially as part of the coronavirus death toll, the real number of lives claimed by the virus could be over 10,000.
I started to collect hundreds and hundreds of screenshots. And then as the outbreak got really bad, I thought it would be important to keep these, or to collect and systematically archive this information.
Social media networks like YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter are blocked in China.
We're about 10 to 15 days behind Italy in terms of what will happen to the healthcare system.
That's it, just 10 to 15 days.
10 to 15 days.
Every country has been basically 1 week behind each other, and we're probably 10 days behind Italy.
In Italy, more than 1,200 people have died. 17,000 are infected with coronavirus, while the country remains on lockdown.
In Padua, in northern Italy, people rushed to the train station, desperate to leave the city before it was put into lockdown.
Mr. President, you had a teleconference with the nation's governors today, and in that teleconference you told them if they need things like respirators or masks to try to get it on their own. What did you mean by that, and what will the federal
If they can
government
get them
to help?
faster by getting them on their own, in other words, go through a supply chain that they may have, because the governors, during normal times, the governors buy a lot of things, not necessarily through federal government. if they're able to get ventilators, respirators, if they're able to get certain things without having to go through the longer process of federal government. We have stockpiles now, and we're ordering tremendous numbers of ventilators, respirators, masks, and they're ordered, and they're coming, and we have quite a few at this point. I think, Mike, we have a lot. But if they can get them directly, it's always going to be faster if they can get them directly if they need them. And I've given them authorization to order directly.
Are you confident that the federal government is doing everything that needs to be done right now to contain this?
You know, right now, John, yes. If you think you're in line with the outbreak, you're already 3 weeks behind. So you got to be almost overreacting a bit to keep up with it.
Are you getting clear information from the White House, from the Trump administration?
No, Brianna, we haven't. We are all on our own in so many ways, and I think mayors and governors are doing their best to quickly improvise.
Yeah, we're doing our own. Look, you know, my Department of Health may have had contact with them. I'm not sure whether they have or not.
We're the ones who've had to provide the leadership because the federal government just has fallen down on this.
Every week we're told, no, we're ramping up, and every week we don't ramp up. Why should we believe that this is the week that this...
When you're dealing with an emerging infectious diseases outbreak, you are always behind where you think you are if you think that today reflects where you really are. That's not word speak. It means if you think you're here, you're really here.
Do you have any kind of estimate that if Americans really were to band together and do what the White House is suggesting, how quickly you could turn this corner?
My favorite question, I ask it all the time. How many times, Anthony? I think I ask him that question every day, and I speak to Deborah, I speak to a lot of them. I get the opinion. So it seems to me that if we do a really good job, we'll not only hold the death down to a level that is much lower than the other way, had we not done a good job. But people are talking about July, August, something like that. So it could be right in that period of time where I say it washes through. Other people don't like that term, but where it washes through.
Is this the new normal until the height of the summer?
We'll see what happens, but they think August, could be July, could be longer than that. But I've asked that question many, many times, yes.